What's going on, everyone? So we got a Lakers status report on injuries going into the Phoenix Suns game tomorrow. So Cam Reddish is probable with a right foot soreness. We could really use him. He was great defensively, and his size is a real factor, especially against a team like the Phoenix Suns. Jalen Hood-Schifino is out with a right patella contusion. Jalen Hood-Schifino being out, I don't really think impacts the Lakers. I mean, it is an extra body that you could throw out there. He's got some size that maybe you could put on like a Bradley Beal or Devin Booker just in spots or like little bursts. He is 6'6", right? But I don't think he really sees the floor regardless. Jarred Vanderbilt hurts a lot, though, right? So Jarred Vanderbilt is ruled out with that left heel injury, and hopefully he's not out too large of a chunk. Right, we really could have used him against the Denver Nuggets. I don't know if he would have been the deciding factor in the Nuggets series, in the Nuggets game, but I definitely think he would have helped a lot. Right, Cam Reddish had a lot of success on Murray. If you could have thrown Jarred Vanderbilt on him too, maybe we could have limited him a little more. And then Alex Fudge on the G League two-way is out again. I don't think he sees the court at all, if he was even available or not. But this means that we get more Taurean Prince at the starting three, which if he continues to play the way that we saw him play in that first game, I mean, I don't know how you take him out of the starting unit. Like, honestly, right? Like, even if Jarred Vanderbilt comes back, now I'm not expecting him to necessarily go and give you 18 a game or anything like that, right? Like, that would be ridiculous. If he can, cool. But just the efficiency and how well he played off of LeBron James and D'Angelo Russell and in that starting unit. For those that maybe didn't see the game or aren't familiar, Taurean Prince gave you 18 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. He was 6 of 8 from the field and 4 of 6 from 3. So he was 66% from 3. He also had 1 block, only 1 turnover, and was just really good on both sides of the basketball, right? He's not the elite defender that Jarred Vanderbilt is, so he doesn't give you that just like lockdown defense, but he is good enough to where he can be a disruptor. He's got good size, good strength, can move his feet well enough to stay in front of most guys. So my guess is that they throw Taurean Prince on Kevin Durant to start the game is probably how I would look at it. And then, D'Lo and Reeves would end up guarding Beal and Booker, which that could be a bit of a problem. Although D'Angelo Russell has been really good defensively. Like, even in that Denver game, he was very good defensively. Again, not Jarred Vanderbilt style, but good enough. Like, he was disrupting passing lanes, causing turnovers, setting traps. He was doing everything that you want and being active hands on the defense side of the basketball. We're going to have to play some real team defense here. But, look, if Jarred Vanderbilt is healthy, right, the big question is, offensively, what does he give you, right? If he's still a 30 to 33% three-point shooter, then I don't know how you don't go with Taurean Prince if Taurean Prince continues to play the way that he's been playing, right? If Taurean Prince kind of averages out, right, then I think you got to go with Taurean Prince. And look, I'm somebody that is super high on having Jarred Vanderbilt start just to keep that cohesiveness from the unit that led you to the, to conference finals. But also, there is the argument that, like, how much do you need Taurean Prince's shooting in that starting unit, especially with Anthony Davis, LeBron, D'Lo, and Reeves, right? Like, I mean, granted, if you look at that Denver game, Taurean Prince was like all of our offense to start early on, but is that going to be a regular occurrence? Probably not, right? You got to imagine Austin Reeves, D'Lo, LeBron, and AD can get going earlier in most games. So there is that kind of push and pull there. There is that, I think, legitimate question. But Cam Reddish, if we have Jarred Vanderbilt out, again, that really hurts because that gives us a guy to put on basically any of the three. You can put him on, like if Beal is absolutely cooking, right? You could throw him on Bradley Beal, right? You could even throw like Cam Reddish on, or do get Cam Reddish on like Devin Booker, and then Jarred Vanderbilt on Kevin Durant, right? And start trying to neutralize those guys. It's just one less defender that you have to throw at guys, which could end up hurting the Lakers. And then on top of that, if you add in that Cam Reddish is out, that hurts. I know a lot of people really wanted to see Max Christie step in and play last game. One, people were acting like like Max Christie, that was the key. Like if we put Max Christie in the game, we would have won that game. Like no, Max Christie wasn't going to be the deciding factor on us winning or losing that Denver game. Secondly, they went with Cam Reddish because of his size and how good he was defensively, right? Again, he was giving Murray a lot of fits, right? He was really just at him and just being, resilient and consistent and just really just locking it down. No, you're never going to stop these guys. Right? Jamal Murray, you're never stopping Jamal Murray. You're never stopping Kevin Durant. You're never stopping Devin Booker. But can you make it difficult? Can you make it challenging? Can you be physical with them? Right? Can you use your size and your length to disrupt them? Like that's where Cam Reddish really thrives. And he could really carve out a role for the Lakers by just being sort of a defensive specialist. He also wasn't terrible on the offensive side either, right? He gave us 7 points. He also shot 50% from the field. He was 2 of 4 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3. He had 7 points, 4 rebounds, and only 18 minutes of play. He also had a block and was a +7 for the Lakers when he was on the basketball court. Again, that's huge, right? It's another big, sizable body that really helps kind of round out just the depth on this roster, right? Because, Taurean Prince, you have Taurean Prince. Again, defensively, he's solid, but he's not like a lockdown defender. And he doesn't have Cam Reddish athleticism, quickness, and size. Same thing with Jarred Vanderbilt, especially when you have Jarred Vanderbilt out. It's nice to have a guy like Cam Reddish when he's playing and he's locked in and focused on the defense side of the basketball, which he seems to be so far. Right? Can he maintain that? Can he keep that going? If he can, then I do think that he can carve out a real role for the Lakers throughout this year. But Jarred Vanderbilt, again, there's no replacing Jarred Vanderbilt. You can make a genuine argument that Jarred Vanderbilt is the best on-ball defender in the entire league. He's our best defender, not named Anthony Davis. He's our best point of attack defensive guy. You can put him pretty much on anybody, right? He can literally guard 1 through 4 at least, and in some scenarios guard some 5s. And even if he gets switched on that, we saw him even in the conference finals get switched on Jokic, and at least make it challenging, at least make it difficult. Obviously, you don't want him defending him, possession by possession, but, he's good enough to where, I got switched on an Embiid or, something like that. I can at least be a deterrent, right? I could at least make things difficult and not just concede an easy bucket, right? Which is all you can really ask for when you get put on an island like that, right? But, offensively, he's a big question mark, right? What does he provide on the offensive side? Is he a guy that can come in and give you not elite offensive production, but some offensive production? Because if we're going off of last season, he was our worst offensive player, right? So is he improved? Now, the problem is we don't really have a sample size. We have one game in which he shot 66% from 3. He was 2 of 3, right? So it wasn't like he took 10 attempts and was 60%. No, he took 3 attempts. He missed his first one, but it made his next 2. So that's a good sign too. But he also looked more confident. He looked more comfortable. He looked like a guy that had been working on it all offseason and was, getting in a flow and a rhythm. And, also does this absence kind of affect him and his potential uptick in 3-point percentage, right? Because, again, if he was able to play every game, you start getting into that rhythm, start getting into that flow. Look at Taurean Prince. Taurean Prince is a great example. First game of the preseason, he looked unplayable. He looked like a guy that, had never played a game of basketball. It was terrible. And then he just got better and better and better and better every game. And then, again, showed up huge in that Denver game. And so my thing is that, does Jarred Vanderbilt kind of struggle when he gets back shooting the 3 ball because he's not in rhythm? He's got to kind of find his rhythm again, which could be a problem too, which may be another argument to have him come off the bench. But it sucks that our first 5 games of the season are just grueling. So it would be nice to have Jarred Vanderbilt, who is, again, our best defensive guy. I don't know if he solves us beating Denver or not, but you never know. He might have, right? Like, what if it's just, again, it's another guy that you could throw on defensively that Darvin Ham trusts and would have probably played him a significant amount of minutes, right? Does he kind of slow down Jamal Murray more? And then when Jamal Murray's out, is able to slow down, KCP, right? Because KCP was lighting us up that game. It gives us a guy that just versatilely can just defend so many different pieces, right? Like Kentavious Caldwell-Pope gave us 20, right? Like, does he give us 20 if Jarred Vanderbilt's in the game, right? DeJounte Murray was 8 of 13, 3 of 5 from 3, 21 points. Does he shoot that well from the field if Jarred Vanderbilt's on him all game? I don't know. I mean, again, it's something we can't tell. I mean, most likely no, but defense, especially an elite defensive guy, can really sway the game one way or another. But I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel about Jarred Vanderbilt being out? Do you think that this hurts? Do you think we'll be okay? Let him rest up. I'm totally fine with them being on the cautious side with Jarred Vanderbilt. Right? It's early in the season. You don't want him coming back too early, too soon, and now he's out for X amount of time or whatever. But anyway, again, let me know however you feel down in the comments below. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel. It means it's done. I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you.